Ever wondered what it takes to roast a whole pig the traditional way? No machines, just fire, sweat, and skill? This is true craftsmanship, where every cut, every rub, every glowing coal tells a story. Today, we're stepping behind the scenes of one of the most trusted roasting pits in the region. The process begins with a full side of pork, laid bare and raw, ready to be transformed. A thick layer of brown sugar is massaged into the flesh, liberally, vigorously, covering every inch. Behind those gloved hands is a method refined over generations, where instinct and tradition matter more than timers or thermometers. Once the seasoning is complete, the meat is folded and stitched closed using coarse thread and steady hands. No industrial clamps, no vacuum sealers, just human precision. The cavity is packed with spices, garlic, and secret blends known only to the family preparing the roast. As the lid closes, time slows down. The embers radiate from beneath, heating the chamber evenly. From above, burlap sacks soaked in water drip slowly, maintaining just enough moisture inside the pit. This balance between fire and steam is what gives the pork its legendary crispy skin and juicy tenderness. Then comes the magic moment. As the lid opens, the smell hits like a wave. Sweet, smoky, irresistible. Steam rises, juices drip. The skin crackles under the touch of a blade. The color? A flawless golden brown with a crisp so perfect, it echoes when tapped. When the fires fade and the skin stops crackling, the story doesn't end. It just shifts kitchens. Because here, the roasted meat becomes something even more comforting. This is the next chapter, where charred pork, steamy rice, and silky eggs come together in one of Asia's most beloved bowls. This is where street food meets soul food. It starts with the pork, glossy, ruby red, dripping with flavor. Each piece is lifted from the marinade and hung carefully in a vertical roasting drum. The lid is closed. The heat takes over. Inside that steel chamber, something magical is already happening. As the meat begins to roast, the surface is brushed with another layer of sauce, thicker, richer. Flames ripple across the skin, caramelizing the sugars, crisping the edges, and deepening the color. It's not just cooking, it's sculpture by fire. In another corner of the kitchen, bowls of warm white rice are carefully lined up. One by one, golden sunny-side-up eggs are placed on top, each yolk still soft, still glowing. Simple, humble, beautiful. After the smoky perfection of flame-grilled meats in our last segment, we journey deeper into the heart of traditional roasting, where precision, fire, and centuries-old techniques transform a humble ingredient into a feast of texture and flavor. Each pig is laid out and secured around a steel rod, the core structure for a balanced, rotisserie-style roast. Tightly fastened with wire and clamps, the rod locks the meat in place, ensuring no movement as it slowly rotates above fire. Every section is reinforced, from the ribs to the tail, as the pitmaster cinches the wire tight, locking the pig to its frame. Next comes the scald. The chef lifts the lid on a steaming pot, the heat rising in waves, preparing for a crucial step. The pig is submerged and bathed repeatedly in hot water, helping the skin firm up and prepare for that signature crispness. Fresh from the bath, it's lifted to drain, skin taut, color shifting, signaling the start of transformation. Then it joins the ranks, hung high on steel rods in the roasting chamber. Coals are stoked once again, glowing red under the bellies of the pigs as the roast begins in earnest. Inside the smoke-filled chamber, some pigs begin to brown, the slow and even heat working its magic across the line. reaches for the crank, rotating the rod manually while keeping a close eye on the searing heat below. The pig now coated in a glossy glaze, and sesame seeds turns above red-hot embers, caramelizing in real time. Cooling fans blast across the crisping skin, locking in the signature crunch without overcooking the tender meat inside. Back at the table, the now perfect roast is carefully removed from its rod, ready for carving. The chef begins to slice through the crackling skin, each cut echoing through the room with promise. With one hand steadying the leg, he works his blade through the body, preparing the feast piece by piece. Just when you think the story of pork is over, it gets even more fascinating. At this bustling market stall, what seems like a simple boiled pig's head becomes the star of an age-old culinary craft. Here, every slice, every cut, and every presentation is part of a deeper tradition, one that turns humble ingredients into something unforgettable. Now, the real work begins. A whole pig's head, freshly boiled, is placed firmly on the board. The vendor's knife glides through skin and fat with ease, cutting through the snout, peeling back layers, and exposing the rich textures beneath. One ear is held steady as the blade carves it away. He turns the head expertly, making sure every part is separated cleanly. It's both methodical and mesmerizing. Switching to a cleaver, he prepares for the big break, one clean strike right through the middle. It's a dramatic moment, but one that speaks to the strength and confidence behind the blade. Back to the knife, now freshly sharpened, he carves smaller portions of meat with surgical precision. These aren't random chunks, they're tailored cuts ready for plating, selling, or tasting. Nearby, tubs of pig ears and trotters sit ready alongside the ever-important digital scale. But no dish would be complete without the punch of flavor, a bag of fiery green chili sauce portioned perfectly for dipping. Tangy, spicy, and aromatic, it's the finishing touch that ties this entire culinary experience together. Have you ever wondered what it takes to bring a humble bowl of stir-fried noodles from raw ingredients to a perfectly balanced meal, all without the help of modern machines? In this kitchen, tradition isn't just preserved, it's sizzling, steaming, and served, one scoop at a time. Behind the counter, a woman swiftly selects crispy fried noodles from a glass case, preparing for the rush of orders. Each handful of leafy greens is rinsed, lifted, and left to drip clean into waiting tubs. Vegetables are sorted, chopped, and readied with care, every movement grounded in years of experience. Then, the heat rises. A mountain of fresh rice noodles is tossed over a searing wok, turning golden with each pass of the metal spatula. But the heart of the dish? It simmers just inches away. A velvety brown sauce drips slowly into a bubbling stock pot. Ladles swirl through the broth, catching tender slices of pork, infused now with bold flavor from the newly added sauce. Greens are sealed in clear plastic bags, portioned to precision. Mounds of noodles, crowned with shrimp and egg, are folded into each bag. And then comes the final touch, a generous pour of sauce, marrying every element together in one harmonious blend. But the artistry doesn't stop there. An egg sizzles as it hits the hot pan, yolk and white beginning to firm. It's flipped, folded, then layered into a stir-fried masterpiece of hu tiu, alongside pork, greens, and chewy noodles. Behind every bowl is a story of hands, heat, and heart. If this moved you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves real food. More stories, more flavor, coming soon.